What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another Black Series market update. I don't do these very regularly because I don't really collect the Black Series, but enough of you do, and you guys seem to be wanting more and more Black Series stuff. I feel like that the Black Series is really struggling right now, but I'll be darned if there's not some exclusives that just got announced that I really want to buy. They looked awesome, and a few of them have pre-sold here on eBay. I wanted to talk more about some of these sales prices. I also picked out some other interesting sales, autographed items, things like that, that I thought we'd talk about. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing. And to all my Patreon supporters, thanks so much for the support. Let's dig right into some items. We're going to start with a couple of autographed items. The first one is the 40th anniversary Black Series Darth Vader. I used to have this one in my collection, but alas, I don't have the space to collect much Black Series, unfortunately. But this is a pretty cool one. This one was signed by Dave Prowse, as you can see on the blister. And it's just a really nice looking item. I mean, it has a little bit of edge wear. That's one thing to keep in mind for some of these autograph companies that send in stuff to get graded. And obviously this one's a little bit older, given that Dave Prowse has passed away. But you know, a lot of them get jostled around. I've talked to a number of collectors who have used like those autograph services, and they get their item back and it's all beat up. It's got creases all over it and everything. So just be careful with that stuff, because you know, they charge a lot of money for that. And if they're not going to protect your collectible in such a way that it makes sense to do it, then, you know, I'd be a little bit hesitant to do it. I'd rather buy it on the secondary market already signed, so you can assess the condition for it. But this one sold for 99 pounds or 119 US dollars plus shipping. And then this one also did sell. It looked to be in pretty good shape. It had one little ding in the upper right hand corner, but that's the Black Series Poe Dameron, signed by Oscar Isaacs. He did a great job in the Moon Knight series, by the way. If you haven't watched that, I would definitely check that out. It's a little slow starting, but there were some really good aspects to that show. And I don't know if they're going to bring a second season back or not, but it was very good and worth watching. But anyway, this one was signed by Oscar Isaac, and you know, it's pretty nicely presented there. That's the other thing to keep in mind for autographed items is what kind of color ink do they use? How clean is it? Does it have any smudges? Things like that. This one's pretty clean, although it does go from the blister all the way to the box art there. So, and it's not the best color. I mean, I prefer on these Black Series, especially these black and red boxes, to have like a really bright metallic color to be used so you can really see it. But this one almost kind of blends in, and it doesn't present as nicely as some I've seen. But it was listed for $169, best offer accepted plus shipping. The original Orange Line Anakin Skywalker continues to command higher prices, and I'm going to go back to this one in a second for the archive series, because I don't know what's going on with the prices for that one, but we'll dig into that a little bit later on. But here's the original Orange Line Black Series. So this is from the original release of the Black Series, with that orange kind of line going down the back of inside the blister, and it has the alternate head. That one sold for $112.50 on 2 bids. So that sold at auction. Next up, these also are definitely going up in price, and they are the Star Wars Celebration exclusive Black Series on the Episode 1 style card back. And there was an Obi-Wan as well as a Darth Maul, and they continue to go up in price. This one was actually kind of beat up too. You can see the damage to it, but this one still sold for $120 plus shipping. And I found a number of other data points. I mean, look how bad that damage is to the blister there. But I found data points for this Obi-Wan Black Series Episode 1, you know, Star Wars Celebration exclusive, ranging from $100 all the way up to about $175. So this one kind of falls towards the lower end of the price point, just given the damage to it. And then the other one that was released is this one, the Darth Maul. This one doesn't command nearly as high of a price, at least lately. Part of it might be just demand because of the Obi-Wan series, I don't know, but the Darth Maul seems to go for less money. This one was in pretty darn good shape, probably like 85 to 85 plus condition, and that one sold for $100 on free shipping. I did include a couple of 3 3/4 inch Black Series figures. These sold in an auction, so I thought it was worth pointing them out, and that's the Galen Merrick / Star Killer, as well as the Darth Malgus. And these are tough to find. Just keep in mind with these 3 3/4 inch Black Series figures that the blisters do not stay attached very well. And you can kind of see right here in this photo where the blister's pulling away already. This one, it almost looks like it's been retaped. Yeah, but both of these look like maybe they've been retaped. And that might have been a factory thing. You know, I've heard that the factories, the Hasbro factories, because they were aware of the defect, they started taping them. So I'm guessing that's what's going on with those. But they still command big money, though, on the secondary market if they're in nice condition. And this lot of 2 sold for $122.50 on 6 bids on July 19th. But very cool to see those again. Next up is one that's in my personal collection. I've got this one graded because I love it so much, and that's the Sdcc exclusive from 2017, the Grand Admiral Thrawn, and it continues to go up in price. I've seen the price ranges here recently from, on the low end for boxes that are kind of damaged, about $125 to $140. This one sold for $160. I've seen as high as $200, and this one was in pretty good shape. It looked like it had a little bit of a crease in the upper left-hand corner on the back there. Yeah, it had a few creases there. So that's what kept the price down. But I've seen as high as $200 for this item now, ungraded. And I bought mine in flawless condition for $95. But again, that was a long time ago. And you can see what the price has done since then. But, you know, if this one's too expensive, then just get the Archive series version of Thrawn or whatever you can afford. But I really like Thrawn, and I love that box set. Next up is a cool kind of Power of the Force 2 style packaging, and this is the Cantina Showdown 3-pack. It's got Walrus Man, Dr. Evanson, as well as Obi-Wan in that, and that one sold for $100 at auction plus $20 shipping. Next up is Cara Dune. She continues to command pretty big money in the Black Series. The TVC obviously has come back down in price, but that's not the case for the Black Series version of Cara Dune. This one was listed for $140 plus $10 shipping, and it sold best offer accepted. I've seen price points range from $100 all the way up to $170 here recently for the Black Series Cara Dune. Another really cool one is this. This is the Amazon exclusive Emperor Palpatine with his throne, as well as the lightning hand plug-ins. It looks really great inside the packaging there. This one sold for $190. I've seen as low as $150 for this one. This one also had a little bit of damage to the box, as you can see, that's highlighted by the seller. Next up is the Celebration exclusive Luke Skywalker 40th Anniversary X-Wing with kind of the foil racetrack. And this one sold for $180. I had 2 of these graded 8.5 on the modern scale by AFA, and that's about what I sold them for many years ago. So that shows you how much this one has appreciated, where now they're selling for this ungraded. But that's a very cool one. Obviously, there's also the Black Series Boba Fett with the same style foil card back. So we'll go into that one in a little while. These Target exclusive Clone Wars Black Series figures are definitely continuing to go up in price. They look fantastic. I'd love to have a couple of these, but space is the constant constraint with my collecting. It's not that I can't afford them. I just don't have the room to store them, unfortunately. But they look amazing. I just love how they harken back to the old school Clone Wars packaging. And this lot of 3 included Anakin, Obi-Wan, and ARC Trooper Echo, and it sold for $137.50 plus shipping in an auction. And another figure that I do actually have in my collection, and that's Dr. Aphra. Dr. Aphra in the Black Series was not produced in very large numbers. She is very, very tough to find. And this one was listed for $130 plus $10 shipping. And the box looked to be in pretty darn good condition overall. It's very, very tough to find this one. I think I paid $90 for mine, and that was at least 2 years ago. And then I had it encased with the German first appearance comic. But just an awesome figure. And the same goes with her 2 droids, BT-1 and 000. I believe both of those are in the Black Series and also very, very tough to find. And then here was the other one I meant to include with the other Target exclusive Clone Wars figures, but this was the lot of 4 that included Clone Pilot Hawk, ARC Trooper Echo, Anakin Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that lot of 4 sold for $175 plus $13 shipping. So if you were lucky enough to pick these up in retail and you've kept them in really good condition, you did very well, because they have definitely appreciated in price. And then, as I mentioned when I talked about the Luke Skywalker X-Wing Pilot Celebration exclusive, here I believe this is, no, I'm sorry, this is just the standard 40th anniversary version. So there's also an Sdcc exclusive that has like the old school vintage Kenner style Boba Fett colors, but this is just the regular 40th anniversary version. This was graded uncirculated 8.5 and sold for $91. That's a pretty good deal given how expensive it is to grade these oversized card backs for the Black Series 40th Anniversary Edition. And then finally was an uncirculated, not finally, but in terms of graded items, I believe this is the last one. This was an uncirculated 9.25 40th Anniversary Jawa. This one sold also for $91. That's a pretty good deal for a nice high-grade Jawa. And as you'll note on the AFA label, it says age text in caps. And the reason they say that is because this is the second iteration or second manufacturing batch where they adjusted how the age appears on the top of the card back. It used to say age with only a capital A and then lowercase letters after that. And then they did a second manufacturing wave of those and they adjusted that. So that lets you know that this is the second version of that and not the original first print of the 40th Anniversary Jawa. Here was a factory error. This was the Archive Series Han Solo in his Hoth gear, but it included an insert for Luke Hoth. So this happens a lot where these little paper inserts inside the blister make it into the wrong figure, and they just look so similar, obviously, given that both of them are in their Hoth outfits, that I could see how a factory worker could do that. It had a little bit of damage to it on the upper portion of the card back, but given that it's a factory error, somebody's going to pay stupid money for it, and that one sold for $100 plus $9.85 shipping. And here was the other one I wanted to bring up that I talked about towards the beginning of the video. The Archive Series for Anakin Skywalker sells for insane money, and I'm hoping that some of you who are Black Series experts can fill me in as to why. I don't know if it's because it's a fairly new release, but this figure, I've seen a number of these that have sold for insane money. Now, this is not a new release. This is from 2018, so they must have just manufactured these in a smaller batch or something, because I've seen many data points that range from $100 to $125. So this $110 sales price plus free shipping is not the exception. It's the norm, and I don't know why. I don't know why. The Archive Series in general is just that. It's just a reprint or a remake of an older figure where they package it in kind of very plain packaging that doesn't appeal to me at all. And for whatever reason, this goes for the same or almost as much as the original issue Orange Line Black Series for Anakin Skywalker. So just an interesting data point, and probably some of you can comment below and fill me in on why that's so expensive. I also did include a few more recent releases, and that is the Deluxe Dark Trooper. Look how awesome that looks in the packaging. That must be a massive box. But I found a number of data points for this that sold anywhere from 110 on the low end all the way up to about 150, and I attribute that to people who have that in hand. This seller had one in hand. It's a USA seller, and people are just not willing to wait for this one to arrive, but arrive at the standard online retailers like Big Bad Toy Store or Dorkside, and they just are willing to pay that premium. But that is a big number for a Black Series figure. And then also the same with Nayland Cheel or Figure and Dan, or one of the Modal Nodes musicians. This is a fairly new release and also is commanding big money already on the secondary market. This one sold for $99 plus $6.15 shipping. And then finally, I couldn't do a Black Series video without talking about this newly announced Sdcc 2022 exclusive Black Series. It's called Boba Fett in disguise. Now you look at this figure and tell me if you're not sure if that's Boba Fett or not. He's got the wrist gauntlets, he's got the rocket backpack, he's got his Mandalorian armor. I'm pretty sure that just by repainting it black doesn't mean that it's somebody else and that he's got a disguise on. But it looks fantastic in this packaging. I have to admit it. I know it's a repaint. I know I shouldn't want this, but I love the way it looks. It just looks fantastic. And this is, obviously been announced for the Sdcc for this year, and they're already reselling on the secondary market, even though they're pre-orders. Just unbelievable. This seller had two of them. One of them did sell for $115, and that's just a big number relative to what the Sdcc price is. But I will say that I am a sucker for amazing comic book art, and this one definitely fits the bill. It looks awesome. But how many times can Hasbro repaint Boba Fett and people will still buy it? Apparently they can do it again because people are buying it at incredible secondary market prices already. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at some recent Black Series sales. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.